Hi friends, it's Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, a big welcome back. And for those of you that are returning, you know the drill. Hopefully my microphone will work. We had great success last episode. So I really hope that things are going to go well this time too. I wanted to start off for like shop update into things. I have been working on some fun woolly goodness that's going to be going into the shop. So if you are not this yet, make sure that you're subscribed to the newsletter. If you go to my website, multifariousnature.com, you can subscribe there. It should pop up when you first go on the website. But if it doesn't for some reason, or you have any issues, definitely feel free to hit the contact me section and reach out to me and say, hey, I want to be added to the newsletter, and I'm more than happy to do that. I'd love to have you guys be aware when new sales are going on. If there's ever any discount codes, they would be in those emails. And also any special promotions, you'll be the first to find out about it through the email. So definitely make sure you guys do that. There's going to be some fun stuff around the corner here. So I don't want anyone to miss out because there's going to be some very limited run of things. I am going to be working with some fibery goodness that, other than beautiful hand-dyed yarn, I am starting to make bats now. So if you are a spinner and you're interested in things like that, definitely make sure you subscribe to that newsletter. And yeah, there's some really fun stuff coming around the bend here, guys. It's taking me a little while because, as I mentioned, I'm getting over being sick. I am still not there. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I can, so I'm sure you can. My voice just does not sound quite right yet. I do still have a little bit of a cough that just does not, it's kind of lingering. So I have no idea. I know I'm pretty positive I had the flu, but I don't know if I also then ended up with bronchitis afterwards. I have no idea. But it's just like this lingering ugh. So hopefully I will be back to normal soon, so you guys don't have to hear that. But we'll talk about the works in progress now. So works in progress, I have really only worked on 2 projects. I was pretty not monogamous, but in a sense, but I mean, I really focused on 2 of them. So we'll start with my first one here, my tried and true. I am mid-row naturally. Oh, I hope you guys have something to drink as well. I've got my little nice cozy tea. This is not sponsored. It is Bigelow brand. I'm pretty sure it's Bigelow. And it's the constant comment, something like that. I don't know. It has orange peel, like orange rind in it. It's like that perfect tea that if you're ever having a day where you want tea and you're just not sure what to drink, this is good. It's really good. It does the trick. Hits the spot. It's like, I don't know what to compare it to, but it's really good. Kind of, it's seasonal tasting. It's kind of fall, winter tasting, but I feel like you could drink it all year round. You really could. When you live in Michigan, there's a lot of days like today, which it's quite gray. It's quite gray. It is dark and gray. I just got back in from being out with the sheep, which is why I'm kind of in my cozy stuff here. I was with the sheep and I was kind of combing them a little bit. I do that just to kind of bond with them. It's fun. And it started kind of like drizzling a little bit. Like, it's kind of a mix between rain and snow, kind of sleet. It's interesting. Anyway, enough about that. So I'm working on my half and half triangles wrap. This is a free pattern by Pearl Soho, and I know it's not a new pattern. I am definitely one of those late to the game, but this is my second one. So I've made one. You can kind of see a corner of it up here. It's the pink right here. I used my Kismet colorway, which is a beautiful, let's see if I can point it out here. It's this one right here. So it's really pretty, like kind of peachy multicolor here. It's really beautiful, kind of cozy, warm. Some speckles of lavender coloring, and that is what is the other side of this. And then I have my strawberry shortcake colorway on the other half. So it's really fun and vibrant and kind of brighter colors. So this one I am working with different colors. I'm trying to go through some scraps that I have, like remnants. So I'm currently working with one of my hand-dyed colorways. This is called Winter is Coming, and I do think I have, yeah, a couple skeins. I have a couple skeins in the shop, so if you guys do want this, I do have a couple in the shop. And if you, depending on what size sweater you're making, you could probably make a sweater with the quantity that I have. It's a really beautiful light blue, kind of icy blue, but it has fun speckles. There's some black speckling, there's some navy speckling. It's really fun, and I used this on a sweater for one of my friends. I made her little baby a sweater. So this is the leftover from that because I really didn't use much of it. And I am now using it in this blanket shawl. It's a shawl. The Have and Have Triangles wrap is a shawl, but it's big enough that it's a blanket, and I use mine as a blanket. So I finished using the boucle and get it to the side that has my progress keeper here so you can see it a little bit better. So I did a couple inches of knitting. I've been working on this on my lunch breaks primarily, and then in the morning before I go to work, which I usually only knit for, like, honestly guys, 5 to 10 minutes at the most. It's usually pretty slim because I like eat really quick and then I knit for just a few minutes, but it really makes a difference in my day. I'm sure many of you can relate. Doing a little bit of crafting in the morning really makes me feel good. Starts me off on the right foot. So you can't really see too much because I literally have only done like 2 rows with the Winter's Coming. But this is that fun boucle. It's a vintage yarn. I'm trying to see if I can find one of the tags so I can tell you what it is. But alas, I think it's, nope, I have no idea where it went. Anyway, I don't know. It's somewhere around here. But I've used all of that. There were 3 little skeins, and they've been sitting on my shelf for the longest time. That I'd gotten them, I think my mom gave me those. She found at the thrift store, pretty sure. And I just decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm not sure what else to make with it, but I feel like a blanket slash shawl would be perfect. I feel like I could wear it as a shawl if I want, but I'm probably going to use it more as a blanket. And this one's more cool tones. So got some greens, light blue, that's this beautiful color here, more light blues going on here. And then I have the my green. Oh boy, this is a mess. I'm gonna have to fix this before I get to it, or I'm gonna lose my mind. This is, I'm pretty sure, this is birch. Hold for a moment. This is a silk blend, so it has a really beautiful sheen to it. Balsam fir. This is one of my hand-dyed colorways. I love this colorway. It's so beautiful. There's really deep navy undertones and then a really deep green as well. So it really creates this beautiful sheen, well, especially with the silk in there. This is a silk merino blend, and it's so beautiful. So I'll be using that on this side, and then I have some other fun ones. I know I've showed you guys this before, but yeah, I just have some really fun ones in here. And I'll probably have to grab another one, possibly, depending on if I run out, because I grabbed the other color that I had. But I have this really beautiful vintage yarn from my mom that, honestly, I couldn't use it as a scarf because I think the type of mohair is just I'm a little too sensitive to it. So it's called Digi by Baracco. So she gave me 2 skeins of that one, which is such a beautiful color. Deep purples. I love my jewel tones. And then this, I have 2 skeins, which I think she used a little from the one, possibly. It just looks like it. And then it's called Tiffany, which is a boucle, and it's made in Ireland. Again, Baracco. It's really beautiful, deep colors and some gold in there. It's so pretty. So I feel like these all, of course, look really nice together. And then these will be another side. And then if needed, I'll definitely use more colors with it. But I just think that's going to be a fun contrast, because you really want contrasts for your half and half triangles. So going with these light blues and then have this really deep, rich color on the other side, because when you fold it in half, it really pops and looks really cool. So don't be afraid to play with color, you guys. I love color. I'm not afraid of it, and you really shouldn't be either. So if you're intimidated by color, definitely make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I play with color a lot. I have no fear when it comes to color. I love it so much. I have so many wonderful scarves that are extremely colorful. Now, I don't necessarily wear them that often, depending on the colors, just because there are certain colors that suit me better, but I love playing with different color variations and combinations. And if you're new to my channel, I'm a fine arts major, so like I've worked with a lot of color, and that was something that I really loved doing. So I found the tag. So that vintage yarn that I showed you, it's Wendy yarn by Bond Street. It's from Goodwill. And yeah, talk about a deal and a half. Anyway, my mom always finds some of the best deals on yarn when it comes to thrift stores. Okay, so that is the first. Actually, both my moms do. My mother-in-law as well. Gosh, they always find the best deals. It's amazing. Okay. This one is, I'm sorry with my clearing my throat, my coughing, and all that good stuff, but it's the nature of the beast. I can feel it in my lungs too. Like, it's just still a little cruddy. I'm just not there yet. It's very frustrating. We're going on week 3 now. This is the end of week 3, so we're going on week 4. All right, so I hope I don't drop these stitches. I really should put stitch stoppers. I'm going to steal my stitch stoppers from my other project here. I just have to remember to put them back, because I just know I'm going to drop stitches. Okay. I'm always paranoid about this thing, you guys. Don't worry. I'm just checking my mic. So this is the Arctic jumper. I'm sure it's the Arctica jumper. I wrote it down. So I won't forget. And I wrote it on the wrong page. I'll tell you what. Anyway, the Arctica. I was right. See, why didn't I trust myself? From Arctic Knits, not sponsored. I love this. I just love her patterns. This is the second sweater I'm knitting out of this. I love it. I love it. I love it. My first one, I did the alpaca, and I have to say, excellent pattern. I love that sweater. I also used alpaca, some of my hand-dyed yarn, and it's the most comfortable warm sweater. Oh, I love it. Okay, anyway, so here's where we're at so far. I am almost done with the colorwork section. I have, let's see, 4 more rows of colorwork, and then I'm done with the colorwork. Can't believe it. I'm trying to think here. Let me look at my picture. I just want to see if there's colorwork around the cuffs. I don't think there is. There isn't. So I feel like the colorwork is probably the longest part of this project, and I love it. I love colorwork, but this is the most involved colorwork I've done yet. So I have not done 3-color colorwork, and this is actually more than 3 colors. So we got some serious colors. I've only actually done 2-color colorwork usually, and this one is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 5 colors in here. I think there's gonna be 5. It's supposed to be 4, but I think I'm gonna have, well, I might get away with it, you guys. I might get away with the colors and not need to use more than what I initially had. I have 1 skein here that I was gonna use, but I might not need it, which is crazy. And then I have this beautiful yarn to make something else with. But it's so pretty. I just love this pattern. It's really fun. The colors are interesting. They're different than the ones that she used, of course. And what's really fun is this is unspun yarn, and it's a totally different color than this color here, or than the color here. it kind of looks a little lighter, but then there's also this cream color going on around it. So I don't think you could really tell. I mean, maybe you can, but I don't feel like I can tell that much. To me, this looks lighter because of the cream. So, I mean, maybe it will look different once it's blocked, but I don't think so. I think it's going to work really well. Yellow is not normally my color. Well, I shouldn't say yellow is not normally my color. This type of yellow isn't probably normally my color. I can get away with like a buttercup yellow usually, and it doesn't wash me out. But this is going to be up against is the brown, and then I've got the red next. I did that on purpose so that the red would be closer to my face, because red, I love red, and it is very kind to my skin tone. I'm a very pale woman. So yellow normally is just not my friend, but I've got it in here. I have it. It's a beautiful yellow. It's this like golden yellow. It's so vibrant, and it glows. It really glows based on that wool. It's so pretty. So this is Icelandic wool, if I didn't say that already. It is Istex Lopi. Love it. More Goodwill finds that my mom found. And the only thing that's not is the unspun that's up here. And oh, I just love it. I love it so much. This is going to be so stinking warm because of all the floats around the chest here. So I can see why in the photos that she's wearing this out in like the snowy area, and she probably honestly was pretty warm in this. I know here in our Michigan winters, I can probably walk around with this to do chores and such, and I'll probably be okay if I don't have like a coat on. I think I'll be pretty darn warm. If you're not familiar with Lopi or Icelandic yarn in general, the unspun in particular, it just is super, super warm and lofty, and it holds that warmth. So if you want to see the floats, because I know I'm a sucker for floats too. Here's my floats. It is so thick in here, you guys. I mean, we've got so many colors going on. So it is super, super, super warm. So I'm really looking forward to that when that's done. We are going on March now, so I don't think I'm going to get to wear that this year, but you never know. March is one of those weird months in Michigan where it can be like 30 degrees one day, and then 40, 50, even 70 degrees at the end of the month. So you just never know. So far, it looks like it's going to be pretty moderate. So if for some miraculous reason I just fly through the rest of this, which could happen, it could happen. I don't think it's going to, but it could happen. Because now that I'm going to be done with the color work, once I finish the color work, I could work on this all the time, like in the morning, which I would probably do. So normally I'm working on my half and half triangles wrap in the morning. I probably would start working on this because in the morning I don't want something that I have to think terribly much about. Like I said, I usually knit for like 5 minutes at a time or 10 minutes. So I really want to get as much knitting in as possible. So I don't want to have to think about it. And same thing with my lunch break. I want to get as much knitting in. And if it's just something like this where I can, once I get past that color work and I can just knit around and not have to think about any like color work stuff, this is going to be great. So I might also work on it on my lunch break. I don't know. We'll see. I'm really enjoying that half and half triangles on my lunch break though, to be quite honest. But I would still work on this in the evenings as well, because I do evening knitting after dinner. And I usually get about an hour of knitting, and it's wonderful. So it's very blissful, and I'm so grateful that I have the time currently to do that, because I know I won't always probably have that time. So I'm really enjoying every moment of it. All right, so next, after the works in progress here, I wanted to talk about something that I bought. I talked about it last week, but I didn't really go into detail. So this will be kind of a spoiler. If you got this box and you haven't opened it yet, don't watch this part. I don't want to ruin it for you. Like, this is the whole process of opening this package and doing all that stuff is like, it's part of the whole thing. So I don't want to ruin it, but just so you know, this is Woolberries February box, her book box. And just so you know, you can do whenever she does the book boxes, like I said, make sure you subscribe to her Instagram, because whenever she does her book boxes, if you do want to get them, if she has like extra openings for that month, it's every other month. So she didn't do February, or she did do February. So in February, she just did the one that's going to be for the springtime, so April. So it's every other month. So she won't be doing March, but she'll be charging in April for the next month, next 2 months, if that makes sense. So like for February, it's April's box, and so on and so forth, which actually sounded really fun. I wanted it, but we are on a budget, let me just say that. So I have splurged on these other ones, and I did not need another one. So I am enjoying this one. I'm savoring it, because I'm not going to be getting April's, and that I have yet to know if I will be getting June's. I don't know, because that'll be in April. That would be being charged. There we go. I can speak. So I'm gonna talk about the book a little for a moment. I'm not gonna go into great detail because I do not want to ruin it if someone just started reading it, but I haven't read that much yet, so maybe I'll just give you a little brief info about it. So I'm gonna ruin it now. I'm talking about it. Okay, you've been warned. The book is called Errands and Espionage. It's really cute. So kind of the synopsis so far, and she talked about it in the like info about the book. So basically, I'm going to kind of reiterate that. It's about a mother who is a single mother, and basically newly divorced situation going on, and it's about how she kind of sort of gets recruited by like a spy kind of service, what have you. And yeah, so she's kind of getting recruited. Is that it is really funny. So far it's actually kind of cute. They're talking about how she's going through training, and again, I don't want to give away too much, but it's pretty funny. It's comical. She doesn't take herself too seriously. The book, it doesn't take itself too seriously, so I'm enjoying it. It's by Sam Shida is how you pronounce her name. So Sam Shida, if you want to try to get a copy of it, if you don't already have one. So I flag it. So this is what I do. I flag it on the days that I have a little goodie that comes with it. So this time I did it differently. In the past, I removed the tab as I got to it. I'm actually leaving them on there so that I can remember which page went with each thing. For the moment, once I'm done reading it, it's no big deal. But I'm going to show you the first thing, because that was not wrapped. It was not wrapped. So the first thing we got to, she talked about Tupperware kind of thing. So the first item, like I said, was not wrapped, but this is how it is. So she puts a page number on it, and then as you get to that page, I'm on like page 70 something now. So this is page 43. I think the next goodie is not until page 138. So I've got a little bit of reading to do before I get to it. But she's talking about Tupperware and things like that, and then this was what was in there. So it's really cute. It's a little basically travel, like a lunch. You could do your lunch, you could do a snack. I mean, it's really cute. But it's really pretty, and you just undo the bottom. I don't know if you guys have seen these kind of things, but they're all little containers, so it's like kind of a bento box sort of thing, so you can stack your different parts of your lunch or snack, whatever you want. And it's really, really cute. And then there's the little bottom, and it's beautiful. I love the colors and everything. And then you just snap it down, and it's called by Danica Heirloom Tiffin Food Container. But yeah, I think this is so much better than Tupperware. Like, seriously, so much better than Tupperware. and prettier too, so that's really fun. So that was kind of like, that's how she does it. So there's something on that page that's going to inspire whatever the goodie is. And then there's, of course, also a skein of yarn. So I'm just going to show you guys the little packages I still have yet to open. So this one's almost ready to pop open. So 138 is this one. And then 318 is the yarn. And then there's 282 is another little box, which I wonder what it is. I love it. It's so fun, the mystery. And it really does keep you intrigued to keep reading because you want to get to the next goodie. But it helps when the book's really enjoyable. So the first book that I got was Once Upon a December, which is really cute. I think it's Once Upon a December, pretty sure. That was a really sweet book. I actually quite enjoyed it. I feel like, yeah, it was really well done. It was really well done. And this is cute. It's different. It's totally kind of, it's a different vibe to it and everything. It's a little more comical. It's just fun. It's fun. I mean, look at the back. It says, meet Gabby Green, housewife, glorified taxi driver, and maid burner of meatloaf. I mean, it's cute. So it's just fun. And it's fun that she did this in February. I don't know. I feel like this time of year is kind of a weird time of year. It just is. It's gray in many parts of the country, like here. So a fun little like escapism type book. I think it's kind of cute. So I'm enjoying it. So that's that. And then, you know, because apparently I can't just like stick to one book, which I really should. And I usually do. I try to. I've become such a, I can't stick to one knitting project anymore. I just, it's such a problem. But anyway, so when I was at my local thrift store, one of my favorite places, hilarious. So I've talked about thrift books before. Again, not sponsored. I have bought many books off of thrift books, and hilarious, you know, funny enough, I went to one of my local thrift stores and I got this book, Way of the Peaceful Warrior, a book that changes lives. It is a book that was turned into a movie years ago, like in 2001 or something. I don't know. It was, I don't know if it says on here when it turned the movie. It does not say. It talks about it on here though. So let me see what year this was published. Okay, revised edition, 2000. Okay, so this is the 2000 edition, revised edition, and it does say now a motion picture. So my guess is possibly that it was done in around 2000. I cannot remember, but the movie is excellent. I've watched it multiple times, really enjoyed it. So I wanted to read the book, and I've wanted to read it for a while. And I debated getting it actually off of thrift books. Hilarious. If you see right here, you probably can't read it. There you go. Thrift books. So somebody bought this off of thrift books and then donated it to my local thrift store. So I got a deal and a half on it. It was $1. I think they're $1 for the soft cover books at my local thrift store. So I got an even better deal than if I'd gotten it off thrift books. So I'm really glad about that. So far, it's really good. It's very similar to the movie so far, the way it reads. It's called, or the writer is Dan Millman, which is the main character. Pretty sure it's the main character. Yeah, it's really interesting. And yeah, if you've never seen the movie, highly recommend seeing the movie. So far the book is very similar to the movie, so I would recommend the book as well. That's for sure, because the movie really moved me. It's very good. It really does focus on how, you know, like a lot of times people take certain things for granted in their lives, and this is a very good example of how, if you take it off of yourself, and I'm not going to make any sense, believe me. It's like if you stop focusing on yourself and start focusing on what's around you and the world and everything, like how your life can be changed. And yeah, I just have to say, one, you should watch the movie. If you want to read it though, and you have the time to read it, I think the book is probably going to be excellent. I just started reading it. Like, I am only here, just started, but very, very similar to the movie so far. So, which is great because the movie's excellent. It's a really, really good movie. Yeah, highly recommend it. Okay, so yeah, that's another reason why I'm probably not getting through this book very fast, because I read a little of this and then I get distracted by this. I find something else to read, and I'm too impatient to just leave it on the shelf, or I guess disciplined. Like, I am a disciplined person, but for some reason I see it sitting there and I just want to read it, and I literally just bought that book. So, oh well. So it is. I have another book I want to talk about. Again, not sponsored. I just love supporting other small businesses, and she is a small business. She's written multiple books, I'm pretty sure, at this point. She started with a website, and I absolutely love her recipes. So I have not made every single recipe in this book. So this is a cookbook. So if you're trying not to get more cookbooks, just ignore me. But if you're open to a cookbook that has some really good recipes, some of these are like tried and true recipes. For example, French onion soup, things like that. I just have to say I love it. So without further ado, it's by Half Baked Harvest, Tegan Gerard. She is the person behind Half Baked Harvest. She was a blogger. She still blogs, but like, I think that's how she started things. And this is the super simple. It's just called Half Baked Harvest Super Simple. More than 125 recipes for instant, overnight, meal prep, and easy comfort foods. And I have to say, I have made so many recipes out of this so far, and I really like it. She also has some really great ones, like everyday bread dough in the front, and everyday pancake mix. So you can basically make it and have it ready for yourself. Pizza dough. This one I want to make so bad. Brioche French toast. Oh my gosh. I mean, yes, please. I tell you what. So some of this stuff is not that like healthiest, right? But like, some of it is so good. I mean, egg in a hole with tomato and bacon. I haven't made a bunch of the breakfast stuff yet. Full disclosure, there's cinnamon roll bread, which, oh gosh, I need to stay away from some of those baked goods. I did make the cheesy poblano and bacon quesadilla. That was so good. I made that for lunch for work, and it was delicious. I'm just gonna go through a couple of these things because, one, my video is getting long, but also I've only made a couple of them. But there's a few that look really good in here. Again, I've made the French onion soup, and look at that! Isn't that delicious looking? Her photography is absolutely beautiful in this book, which really makes you want to make it. Oh, I also made this, and I thought it was so good. So, just for full disclosure, I loved a lot of these recipes. My husband didn't, and that's okay. Everybody has different, palates and all that good stuff. This one is grown-up tomato parmesan pasta. Most of these things are pretty easy to make. It tells you the amount of ingredients, so less than 10 ingredients. It tells you your time frame and everything. This serves 2, so this is a smaller recipe, where most of them are for serving 4 or more. There's a beautiful like spaghetti squash and Alfredo. There's like a vegetarian section in here. And so if you're trying to eat healthier and like cut down on your red meat and all that good stuff, she did a really good job of giving you a good variety of sections in here that are like seafood. Speaking of seafood, we made this last night. It's the extra saucy coconut fish curry, which I really liked. It has cod in it, and cod's really good for you. So good. So that was excellent. And I'm just gonna flash this really fast, but look how short that recipe is. It's so easy, you guys, so easy. It's 30-minute recipe. It really didn't take very long at all. It's just beautiful. Oh gosh, this looks so good. Herbie lobster tail, uh, tagliatelle. Oh, that's Italian. It really looks good. Oh, I need to not eat lobster though, but it does. but there's a lemon butter cod. I mean, yum. So sesame crusted salmon. There's this tuna focaccia sandwich, which I have got to say, I'm not a tuna person, but this actually looks really good. It actually looks really good. Like, I might try that. I'm not a tuna person, but I might try it. So the desserts look amazing. Look at these blondie brownie, chocolate, peanut butter, blondie. Oh my gosh. Anyway, like, I need to stay away from the dessert section of this book, but it is so good. And yeah, New York Times bestseller. Yeah, I don't buy a lot of cookbooks because I don't want cookbooks that are just sitting around that I do like 2 recipes out of. So if I don't use a lot of recipes in cookbooks, I donate them. But I bought this one a while back, and it's probably been about a year now. I love this book. I love it. It's amazing. There's so many good recipes, and I keep trying to pull more that I can make, like for my lunches and for dinners. I mean, they're so good. I love them. I consider myself to have kind of a wide palate. I mean, like I said, that was a curry, a fish curry, and not everybody's a curry fan, but I loved it. So there you go. Take it with a grain of salt. All right. Well, I think that's it for this week. I'd love to hear what you guys are up to. If you have any super delicious like fish recipes or chicken recipes or vegetarian recipes, please do share those below. I am trying so hard to eat healthier and not eat a lot of red meat, even though I do enjoy red meat. But my doctors say Mediterranean all the way. So apparently I need to eat more fish and that kind of thing, which I love fish. So there you go. So yeah, please share your recipes in the notes below, or not notes, but like in the comment section. I would love to get your recipes, and yeah, I will, if I can find a link to that fish curry that on her website, on her blog. I do not know if I can, but if I can, I will share that in the notes below as well. I feel like we should all share a good recipe. I think that would be fun. So if I can do that, I totally will, because it's so good and you should definitely try it. And if you do find yourself in the market for another cookbook, I think this would be a good one to add to your repertoire. If you do have picky eaters, then I don't know, this might not, maybe not a good one. But the best pressure cooker mashed potatoes. I mean, I guess maybe a picky eater, but I don't know. I think it's worth trying. I think I got it at a weird place. I think I got it at like Lowe's or something. Like, I was not at a place you'd get a cookbook. And I just saw it and I was like, I have to have it. And I think it was on sale. It's normally $30 is the retail of this, and I think it was listed at $20.99, but I think they might have been like on sale. So I think I got a great deal on it. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Take care. Bye.